Do you ever pause and think about or consider the things that you may be compromising? What are you compromising in your life? And I don't mean those small, sort of superficial things like maybe what you want for dinner and you're having to compromise that. Or maybe you prefer this movie and your partner, friend, child, whatever prefers this. Not that type of compromise, but a core compromise, like a value. Things that really mean the most to you, like love and affection, be it physical or verbal, deep conversations, presence, time, quality time, space, togetherness. What are you compromising where inside yourself it keeps coming back around? No matter how you try to ignore it, try to sort of think it away, try to rationalize, oh, it's okay, I don't need it. Oh, it's okay. You know, that voice, oh, and when your voice gets higher, oh, it's okay. But it keeps coming around the mountain when it comes, meaning it's not okay. What are you compromising? What do you observe someone in your life, someone maybe you're directly in connection with, compromising? Are you in a relationship, platonic? You know, relationship just means relating. Are you in some type of relatedness with someone where you see that maybe you're actually participating in their compromise? You know something is important to them, and well, as long as they compromise it, hey, it's not my responsibility to shine a light on that or to help them or to change my own behavior to give them this thing that means the most. What are you compromising, and are you around someone you know is compromising themselves, a big part of themselves, and you have a role in that? It's important to give it thought and to investigate. What about me, my mindset, maybe my self-esteem, self-worth, self-love, my limitations or perceived limitations? What about me is allowing myself to compromise this? And I know this is important to me. And you know what I was thinking about the other night? Some people really do believe that this is as good as it gets. Whatever it is, relationship, body image, work, you know, it's all the same stuff, right? It's like relationships, parenting, work. It's just the same stuff. We're all having the same experiences in different moments and times and in space. But some people think this is as good as it gets. And I want to say to you, if you are in a situation or circumstance that is not your truth, like it's not integrated, it's not landing, it's not real for you, it isn't what you would choose, then that it's not true that this is as good as it gets. No. Because if we're not living in truth, if we're not aligned, if we're compromising, then that lets you know it could be otherwise, that this is not as good as it gets. It's only as good as it gets if you believe that. If you have chosen not to evolve forward, not to make other decisions, not to address the thing. But it doesn't have to be as good as it gets. It may be as good as you're giving it. it may be as good as you're allowing it to be. It may be as good as the energy and momentum you're choosing to invest or not in that situation, but we're not victims. I'm not a victim. This doesn't have to be as good as it gets. The job doesn't have to be as good as it gets if I'm compromising and I'm miserable. And now I'm filled with angst. And every day it's like, oh, walking through the mud of it all. No, it's not as good as it gets. There are options. But there aren't any options if we keep opting out of seeing them. If we keep opting out of investigating, pursuing, thinking macro, panning out, But that requires our ability to be with what is, our ability to see things clearly, our ability to look at the truth of it and not how we wish it were, or, I don't feel like it right now. That's why it's as good as it gets to you, because you're not feeling like it right now. And that feeling just builds upon itself. It just adds up. Whatever we're compromising, whatever we're avoiding, delaying, procrastinating around, postponing, all of the things that says, not now, creates a pile somewhere, and eventually that pile becomes like pollution that's toxic, and we can't breathe, we can't see. And then we're like, oh my God, this is just, how did I arrive here? I can't believe I guess this is just how it is. No, it's how you've allowed it. It's how you've allowed it. It's the energy you've given to it or not, the energy you've invested in it or not. And I just want to remind you that you deserve your own quality. Like that's not to be outsourced. There's no one out there who is supposed to be more invested in you than you. There's no one out there who's supposed to be more invested in me, in my life, than me in my life. So on this day, on the mat, I want you to take a moment and ask, am I compromising something that's real and true for me? Am I? And what's under that? Do I really believe that this is as good as it gets? And have I exhausted the possibilities of moving this anywhere else? Evolving this forward in any other direction? Have I done all the things? Or have I just looked around and said, well, I guess this is my life. This is as good as it gets. At least I have. Let's not live in the at least. Let's live in the bounty and the abundance, not just of the material world, the financial world, but of our minds, our emotions, our mentality, our mindset. Let's live in an abundant mindset. This isn't as good as it gets when you look around and you're filled with disappointment, dis-ease. When you are dissatisfied with what's happening, where you're compromising your truth. Don't believe the mindset that this is as good as it gets. Again, it may be as good as you're giving it, and it's time to change. Be encouraged. Be willing to pause and investigate. Journal about it. Take a walk in nature and give it thought. May you and may I create openings in life that lead us along the way of where we truly desire to go. Give it more. Give it your quality, give it your attention, so that you do not have to replay the phrase that doesn't serve you. This is as good as it gets. Because in fact, it gets better when you give it more and when I give it more. May we be in that practice.